It's time for the showdown you've all been waiting for. Speediance Gym Monster versus the AEKE K1. Which is better? Which one should you buy? I answered that in this video. First of all, everything is in my opinion on how I like to work out. What's important to you may not be necessarily important to me. I bought this machine to build muscle at home without going to a gym. I work out 5 days a week, 2 muscle groups per day. So if you work out like that and you're looking to build muscle like me and you're undecided on where to spend your hard-earned money on a smart gym, I really think you're gonna like this video. So I'm gonna break down this comparison in 5 categories: build quality, tech, working out, price, and which one should you buy? So make sure you watch the video to the end because I'm gonna go over some details I haven't seen in other reviews that will help you make a clear and informed decision. But first, let's talk about what they both have. They both use a magnetic cable system to get resistance. They both have a max resistant level of 220 pounds. They both don't require installation in a wall. They can move freely on wheels in any room. They both have speakers and a screen. And they both have accessories that you can attach for different exercises. So let's talk about the build quality. So when it comes to build quality, the AEKE K1 is just superior. It's sleek. It's like one full mirror and it just looks like a speaker at a bottom. It doesn't even look like a fitness device in your house. It's kind of like this work of art. It's a part of the house. It's not this eyesore for fitness. I think that many people that come to your home are not going to be able to even tell that it's used for fitness. Same thing with the accessories. The accessories feel super premium quality. Everything feels like high-end brushed metal and very smooth around the edges. They didn't even skip out on the bench. The bench feels very solid and it's very comfortable, the padding that they use. And it has some type of light little plushness to it that is really welcomed. Now also a great convenient feature that the AEKE K1 has done, they have introduced a motorized platform. Now, I didn't think I needed this until I had it. And I'm telling you, it is so convenient. After a hard workout, all you do is hit a button and the whole thing just folds into itself. I know you're thinking that I'm lazy, but I work out hard. And sometimes it can just be that extra little, oh my God, when you have to lift a heavy platform like you do on the Speediance Gym Monster. I don't think that should deter you because for years I was just lifting up the platform and put it down, but it's something I didn't think I needed until I had it and I was just like, this is really nice to have. And another thing that's really worth a note is that it has phenomenal sound. It's definitely the best sound that I've heard in any smart gym. A lot of times I'll use my headphones when I'm working out with these smart gyms, but this one, the bass, the highs, mids, and lows are excellent. Now the Speediance Gym Monster, although it is made out of metal, it just doesn't feel as solid as the AEKE K1. Now I've been working out with it for 2 years and it doesn't mean that it's weak by any means, but just the comparison of it is just different. You see, the AEKE is like an iPhone. It's like one solid unibody. It feels very solid and nothing seems to be moving around as far as the internal parts. And the Speediance Gym Monster is like all the other Android phones. I mean, they're made out of metal, but for some reason, it just doesn't feel as solid as an iPhone. I hope that makes sense. And I don't think it's something that should deter you, but I just want you to keep that in mind. Now the rails on the side where you put it at different anchor points are hollow in the middle. So I think that adds to the not solid feeling, but it's extremely functional. And to be honest with you, I much rather have those than not. Now when it comes to the accessories of the Speediance Gym Monster, they do feel cheaper, but although I feel like they have better functionality. Make sure you watch the video till the end so I'll talk a little bit more about why I think it has better functionality. And as you see, it's pretty clear that the screen is smaller. It does many of the same things, but it does have that smaller screen. And the sound, it's good enough. You can hear it, but it can get a little tingy. The Gym Monster 2 does have a subwoofer now added to it to give you a little bit more bass. And by the way, this comparison I'm doing is with the Gym Monster 2 because these are the most up-to-date models and I think this makes this a fair matchup. If you want to know more differences between the Gym Monster 1 and the Gym Monster 2, make sure you check out this video. So with that said, when it comes to build quality, the AEKE K1 is the clear winner in this category. Next, let's talk about how it is to work out with these smart gyms. The AEKE K1 has an advantage with that huge mirror screen in front of you while you're working out. If you work out to build muscle like me, you know technique and form is crucial to get results. So with the AEKE K1, you can see yourself contracting your muscles, you can see your form, you can see your pump while you're doing the workout. And it's so satisfying to see all those veins popping and your muscles going as you're looking at yourself working out. It's just extra motivating. The AEKE K1 also does a fitness assessment, so you can know what your weak areas are and strength levels using a camera and a scale. It even measures your body fat percentage. This is a big advantage with the scale that it comes with because it has electrodes in there, so it can measure all your biomarkers to give you a more accurate fitness assessment. And then after that, it gives you a strength assessment, which really helps out with the AI coaching. And the AI coaching is where the AEKE K1 really shines. I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of times when I get these smart gyms, they have all these different coaching things and stuff like that, but I just use the free mode and just do the exercises that I'm used to doing at home. The AEKE K1 is the first smart gym where I actually use the coaching all the time. See, the coaching aspect of it and the assessment really takes out that awkward period in the beginning when you're using a smart gym to know what resistance levels that you need, because it's not going to be exactly the same as you're used to doing with weights or dumbbells. See, the strength assessment learns where your areas are where you're weak and you're strong. So when you do the AI coaching, it gives you a customized workout. It already knows what resistance levels you need right away. And I found it super accurate. And that accuracy is because of that scale that they give you that has electrodes that measures your body fat percentage, it measures your muscle mass, all those different type of biomarkers makes everything with the AI coaching perform extremely well. Not only that, when you're doing your sets and reps, it knows after you complete your set if you were struggling a little bit and you need to reduce the resistance, or if it was really easy and it increases the resistance. That's super convenient. And some other smart gyms claim to do this, but with the AEKE, I found it super accurate. Now, working out with the Speediance, it also has a fitness assessment, but I don't find it as accurate as the AEKE K1. I mean, it's cool, but I found myself not using their coaching and just going straight to the free mode. But I also must say that I'm not sure if a lot of people buying this would need it. It's just that the assessment on the AEKE gets rid of that learning curve of knowing your resistance levels. But with the Speediance Gym Monster, I would say after 2 weeks of adjustments of knowing what you need for certain exercises as far as resistance levels, you'll know what they are. I mean, I worked out with the thing for 2 years and I really wasn't complaining about how much resistance I needed versus I didn't need. I could easily do it myself. So assessment aside, the Speediance actually has some huge advantages, I think, over the AEKE. For one, the movable anchors are phenomenal. The AEKE only has anchors in one spot. But when it comes to the Speediance Gym Monster, you have multiple selections of anchor points along the rails, and you can move it on the foot platform too. This opens up so many more exercises. I was able to do most of my exercises that I'm used to doing on the Speediance Gym Monster right away. If you're already a person who works out regularly and you're looking for something to replace that, I really think the Speediance fits those types of people. Another big advantage I think the Speediance has when it comes to working out is that you can use your own accessories. You're limited on the AEKE K1 to the accessories that they come with, but the thing with the Speediance is they give you these adapters that you can attach with a carabiner hook, and you can use any accessory that you want. There were some times on the AEKE where I wanted to use a curl bar, but it only comes with a straight bar. I was able to complete my workouts, but I really like using a curl bar for certain type of bicep curls. I could easily do that with the Speediance Gym Monster. This is what I found a huge advantage on Speediance, because I could do a lot of different exercises that I love to do on the Speediance Gym Monster that I couldn't do on the AEKE K1. For instance, like tricep pull downs, face pulls, and my favorite, cable flies. Now the AEKE K1 does have variations to all those exercises that I listed, and they do work phenomenally. But I want you to keep that in mind. If you have a set type of routine that you like to do, the Speediance Gym Monster may be better for you. Now, something else that Speediance offers that AEKE doesn't is going to be a rower. If you're a person who needs a rower, then hands down, the Speediance Gym Monster is going to be for you. The rower works really well, and they're on their second version of it, so I think they figured out a lot of the kinks. It has a spot where you can put your bar for rowing, and it has various backgrounds and different nature scenes where you can use a rowing feature, and I know that Mrs. Disciplinedave, she really likes that feature. So when it comes to the workout portion, I think they're a tie. They both have huge benefits and drawbacks depending on which one you select. So let's talk about the tech. So when it comes to the tech of the AEKE K1, it is newer, so I think it has a lot more updated features that are very convenient. The biggest advantage when it comes to the AEKE K1 tech-wise is definitely going to be the internal software of the AI coaching. It has a built-in camera to measure all your form while you're doing the exercises. This is huge when it comes to getting real results. It corrects you if you're doing bad form. It corrects you if you have imbalances from your left and your right arm. These are all very crucial in those little details to help you build muscle better and more effectively. And it measures everything for you so you're not in the dark if you're improving or not improving. Now, they both use Bluetooth technology to turn on and off resistance, but sometimes the AEKE way of doing it can be a little bit frustrating. So they have two different ways of doing this. They either have a clamp that you can put on the bar and it has a big button on there. But what I found was that when you hit the button, your thumb has to be in the right spot in many situations so you're not stuck somewhere if you need to get rid of the resistance. And if it's not in the right spot, you got to do some crazy jujitsu move to turn it to get your thumb right there to turn off that resistance or turn it on. So the other way it's implemented is that it has buttons on the handles. And this is a great idea, but there is a learning curve when it comes to where to place your hands so you don't do accidental touches during your workout. So that way, if you're doing an exercise, you don't accidentally turn off the resistance, or if you're not ready yet to put it on. It's not really that big of a problem, but it does take a little bit of a learning curve to know where to place your hands so you don't accidentally hit those buttons. Now, when it comes to the tech and the Speediance, I think the accessories is where this really shines. As I said before, they seem to be made not as good quality as the AEKE, but the functionality I feel is way better. Now, remember how I told you when it comes to the resistance levels, turning it on and off, I felt like it could be a little problematic with an AEKE? Well, see, Speediance actually has a better version of turning resistance on and off. They've actually been around for longer, so I think they figured out some little kinks and quirks that can be annoying while you're working out. Now, they used to have a clamp button just like the AEKE K1 when it came to turning on and off resistance with a barbell, and I used to have it. I mean, check out my video from 2 years ago. I used to use that clamp. But they updated it to something else that's way better. So what they do is that they have this ring that you put on your finger. And so no matter where you are, your thumb doesn't have to be in a certain spot or anything like that. You just tap the ring, or it has an option where you can double tap so you don't do like accidental touches. And this makes it so that you can turn on and off the resistance no matter what position that you're in. And it's so easy just to do this with your fingers versus trying to find a button. Another thing that they've added that's really cool with this ring is that it has a wheel on there. All you do is turn it and it increases and decreases resistance. This is so helpful because unlike the AEKE, you don't have to keep going back to the screen if you want to increase and decrease the resistance. All you do is just turn the wheel, and it makes it super seamless if you're doing an exercise and all of a sudden you realize it's too heavy and you just want to turn it down a little bit. I feel like that is the smartest way to deal with the situation of using Bluetooth to turn on and off resistance and to increase and decrease resistance. Now, maybe AEKE will learn from Speediance and they'll incorporate this in the future. And if you're listening, please do, because I think that will take the AEKE K1 over the top by just that much. So I know you're probably asking, how much do these things cost? They sound expensive. And they are expensive, but there's some great deals going on right now. So let's go over the pricing. So the Speediance Gym Monster 2 starts off at $3,749 versus the AEKE K1 starts off at $4,598. And I'm quoting these prices for the base models that don't come with the bench. But as I said, there's some great incentives going on right now for Black Friday. Hang in there with me. So right now, for a limited time on the Gym Monster 2, you get $563 off plus 3 free gifts: an exercise belt, accessory dock, and ski handles. all of these which I use often, and this brings your price down to $3,186. And I also have an exclusive coupon code for all the people watching here where you get $90 off using coupon code David-GM. This brings your final total to $3,096 on the Speediance Gym Monster 2. So that's a savings of $473. But with the AEKE K1, right now for the Black Friday special, you're getting $890 off, plus 3 free gifts. A yoga mat, extension straps, and a barbell squat pad for free, which they didn't even offer when I got mine. So this brings your price down to $3,209. But with my discount code, for all you viewers out there watching right now, you'll get an additional $250 off with coupon code Disciplinedave. So this brings your total to $2,959. So the Ike ends up being a little bit less expensive than the Speediance Gym Monster 2. Now both of these prices are directly from their website, and you can only buy the AEKE K1 directly from their website. But Speediance also sells on Amazon and the YouTube shopping tab. But if I were you and I'm looking to get the Speediance Gym Monster, I would get it on Amazon because I hear from a lot of feedback that shipping is faster. Now I have all these links for the AEKE K1 and the Speediance Gym Monster 2 in the description below. Or you can scan these QR codes and use my coupon codes to make sure you get that exclusive limited time offer just for you. So which one do I like better? And which one should you get? I find the benefits in both. Normally after I'm done doing a review on especially a smart gym, I'll get rid of it because I'm a family man in a small house and I can't just have equipment laying around everywhere. But for some reason, I can't get rid of either one of these. There's pros and cons for me when I'm working out, but which one should you get? If you're a person who wants to do the exact exercises that you're used to doing and that's how you see results, and you don't care about coaching, AI coaching, or anything like that, the Speediance Gym Monster is for you. If you're a person out there looking for a smart gym that has a rower, the Speediance Gym Monster is a no-brainer for you. If you already have a lot of gym attachments that you like using and you're comfortable with, you'll probably like the Speediance Gym Monster. Now, if you're a person who's a beginner or you want a personal training or good coaching, I would definitely go with the AEKE K1. If you're a person who's concerned about having gym equipment in your living room or whatever room you're gonna use it, and you still want the space to look really nice, I would get the AEKE K1. If you're more open-minded about your workouts, you're not so married to certain exercises, and you're willing to learn and have the AI coaching walk you through a really great workout, and they put all the thought themselves. You don't have to learn everything. It literally shows you everything. I would get the AEKE K1. If you're a fitness tech person like me, and you want the latest technology when it comes to smart gyms, I would get the AEKE K1. So those are my thoughts and opinions on these smart gyms. Either one is a great choice, but figure out which one you need based on my feedback. Now, if this video helped you out in your decision making when it comes to which one is better for you, please hit that like button and let me know. And if you have any other questions, make sure you leave a comment. But if you still want to have some more details before you make your purchase, make sure you check out these reviews right here because a lot of people find them helpful.